What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Production. So you guys, I finally got around to seeing the movie Creed. Creed 2, directed by Stephen Cable, starring Michael B. Jordan, Sly, and Tessa Thompson. Now, what Ryan Coogler was able to establish in that first film, really building the foundation for this Creed movie, for this Creed sequel to even be made, he did a phenomenal job. And when I say Creed 2 was better than Creed 1, I mean that shit. I was a huge fan of Creed 1. Huge fan. After watching this movie last night, I was sold on every single aspect of how this movie performed. From all of the actors and actresses, everybody's performance was so top-notch. Michael B. Jordan. Michael motherfucking B. Jordan is a phenomenal actor. He had me teary-eyed in so many moments in this film. It's ridiculous. It's such a good feeling to see him come along, really to embrace the roles that he does. And he's so smart with his roles, other than Fantastic Four, but you learn from your mistakes and you grow, right? But his performance in this movie was astonishing. As Adonis Creed, he is so believable. He is so great in this movie. His work ethic, everything he put into this character was so great. It totally showed through his performance. It was so great. And the emotional depth that this movie really established with the foundations of each character was so good. Really fucking good. We got more of Bianca, Tessa Thompson's character, his wife, more of her character development, and to see her grow as a character in this franchise was such a sight to see. This movie was so good. And don't even get me started with the Drago family. Yo, I did not expect that much character depth within that family in this movie, because we didn't get that in Rocky 4. Right? He was just a big Russian guy, fighting for Russia, wanted to, take out, Creed and Rocky, right? He wanted the title. Well, in this film, it's much more than that. You get backstory on what happened to Ivan Drago after he lost the fight to Rocky in Rocky 4. It ruined his fucking life. He lost his wife. He lost the respect of his country. And he had this child he had to raise alone. So you sort of feel for Ivan Drago and his child. And Victor Drago in this movie was a motherfucking beast. He was ginormous. He was huge in this movie. Yo, he looks so big compared to Adonis. I was like, holy shit. I was so nervous for this man. I was like, you're going to fight this juggernaut over here. He is huge. Huge. My girlfriend was sitting next to me like, oh my goodness. I was like, shh, whatever. I was like, I'm going to hit the gym sooner. Once my back gets healed up, then I'll be back in the gym. But you guys, this movie was so great. I literally loved every single aspect of this film. Sly, his performance continued on after the first one. Everything about this movie, the whole fighting, the training, it seems so realistic, and like I said before, the emotional acting that majority of these characters brought into this film was so well done and so believable. I really enjoyed that part of it. This was such a refreshing film to see. I'm a huge film guy, right? I love comic book movies, but it's great to see something different sometimes. And with Creed 2, I feel like we got that. We really did. We got something that was so groundbreaking, so down to earth, you know what I mean? Like the character building, the character development, it was just off the charts for me, you guys. This Creed 2 is probably my favorite Rocky movie. It really was. The stakes were high. I mean, when you have Adonis fighting Victor, Adonis has everything to lose. Everything. He's about to have a newborn baby. He has the rags, the riches. He's the guy now. He's the heavyweight champ. And then when you have Victor Drago who comes in this shit, who's like, all right, well, I want what you got. I ain't got nothing to lose. And Rocky even said that. When you're fighting somebody who has nothing to lose, nothing on the table, it's a dangerous match. You kid, you have everything to lose. So you have to win this fight. It was just, spoilers. Let's talk, if you guys should know Bianca's slight slight deaf, you know what I mean? She's losing her hearing in the mix, but she's really passionate about her music, and her music in this movie is great. And Adonis he asks her to marry her, and she ends up being pregnant, and she's nervous that the deaf is it's hereditary, so the baby might have it, and it turns out that the little girl does. She's deaf, and that was so sad when they were getting that test done, and he was just looking at Bianca and crying. Like, man, Michael B. Jordan had me fucking teared up in this movie. He had me teared up. It's ridiculous. Such a great actor, man. Michael B. Jordan, I would love to meet you one day. You are a phenomenal, phenomenal actor, brother. And I'm so happy for you right now. Killing it with Black Panther and Creed 2. I can't wait to see more what this guy comes out with. Yeah, I mean, the first fight between Victor and Adonis, that was a hard fight to watch, because I kind of predicted it. I predicted, I was like, okay, there's probably going to be 2 fights in this film between these 2 characters. And there was 2 fights. But Adonis got his ass beat that first fight. He didn't train with Rocky. They did not train because Rocky didn't want him to take the fight. He didn't. He wasn't ready for that yet. You know what I mean? It felt all too familiar for Rocky, with this Pops, Apollo, you know what I mean? And he just didn't want him to take it. And Adonis was like, nah, this is a pride thing. I'm going to take this fight. This man killed my father. I'm coming after him and his son. You know what I mean? So, he ends up training with Apollo Creed's trainer's son. I forgot his name. But they end up training together, and, they just weren't ready. You know what I mean? They were not ready for what Victor Drago and Ivan Drago had planned. He got his ass whipped in that first match. Literally whipped. Lucky for him, Victor Drago was disqualified for a cheap hit. So Adonis won, but he didn't feel that way. He got his ass whipped so bad, he broken ribs and something with his liver, or his kidney. He's put in the hospital, and that's not a win to him. You got your ass whipped, and you were on the floor and put in the hospital. So at the end of the day, Adonis didn't feel like he won at all. He was so upset, and he was so emotional at the time. He was in the hospital. He was just heartbroken. And that scene when Rocky comes to visit him in the hospital was so powerful. Oh my God. So many powerful moments between Adonis and Rocky. So many. It's so great to see these 2 actors, Sly and Michael B. Jordan, man. They're great together on screen. They really are. They are great together. They have that father-son relationship that they have. It's so impactful. But, Adonis is going to have to move on and start training again for that second fight, after healing up, you know what I mean? It took, like 6 months or something like that for him to heal up, and him and Rocky start getting close again, and, like, well, let's take this guy out. And, he wants a rematch, so let's do it. And he's like, okay, well, the only way you can fight Drago this time is if you fight him in fucking Russia. So, you know what I mean? It gets that nostalgia feel to it. Rocky 4, Rocky was training in Russia. Rocky was training in the snow, super cold. But this time, Adonis was training raw. He was training in the fucking, desert. You know what I mean? Like, no cameras, none of that shit. It was just raw training. Rocky said that, the boxers come here to really refine themselves, rebuild themselves as a fighter, and that's what Adonis did. And that whole training montage was so awesome, when he was running on the side of the road. It was just so dope. That shit was so cool, man. Got me so motivated to continue to hit the gym and just really focus on your health and, be the best person you can be mentally and physically. But man, that last fight, Victor was training hard too. This dude was so big, you guys have no idea. This fool was massive, huge. And when him and Adonis went at it for that second fight, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. You definitely tell that Adonis he put in much more work than he did that first fight, and he was coming after him. You know what I mean? And he found his purpose to why he was fighting him. Why he was fighting him. That's what it really came down to. It's like, why are you taking this fight, kid? What does this fight mean to you? You know what I mean? And that's the whole gist of why he really wanted to fight Victor Drago. But you guys, this movie was great. I could talk about this movie all damn day. Everybody in this film was so amazing. From Adonis's mom to Rocky, more Rocky's backstory of him and his kid not talking, wanting to be in his grandchild's life. At the end of the film, you get that glimpse of that, and it's amazing. I love seeing that. It's so cool. But you guys, I highly, highly suggest you watch Creed 2. You guys will not be disappointed. This film killed it on every aspect for me. Music, acting, fight choreography, everything was so believable. Everybody was amazing. I tip my hats off to Stephen Caple, brother. You picked up where Ryan left off and you elevated it, brother. You elevated this. You did that. And I tip my hats off to you because, like I said, I was nervous at first when I found out Ryan Coogler wasn't coming back. But Stephen Caple definitely did his work, definitely did his due diligence, definitely put in the time, the effort to make sure that this sequel was great, and it was, man. It was, you guys. If I had to rate this movie, man, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite movies of the year, hands down. But post your comments down below, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Creed 2, if you guys seen it, and do you plan on seeing it? Where do you rank Creed 2 out of the Rocky films? So maybe I'll do a ranking video out of the Creed and Rocky movies. Who knows? We'll see. But post your comments down below, you guys. And thank you for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.